here we go. So here's the thing. This like I said before, for those of you who know me, or have watched my baseball show in the past, or are fans of this show and understand what where my fandom lies, I'm a diehard New York Yankee fan more than I am a fan of any other team. Okay, I'm a bigger Yankee fan than I am a Cavalier fan. I'm a bigger Yankee fan than I am a Cowboy fan. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I live and breathe New York Yankee baseball all year round. It's not like when baseball season ends, I stop paying attention to the Yankees, because I still do. Now, for people that have followed baseball this year, you understand how slow this offseason has been. It has been remarkably slow. Okay, the winter meetings were virtually a dud. Right, you got like two big signings during the winter meetings. Right, where Kyle Schwarber ended up going back to the Phillies. Pete Alonso ended up leaving the Mets to go to the Orioles. Like, it really wasn't a lot of action going on. And now, since then, it has been very, very quiet. I mean, we're still looking at, I could even pull it up right here. We're still looking at some of the top free agents that are still out there, right? Kyle Tucker is still unsigned. Cody Bellinger, Framber Valdez, Bo Bichette, Ranger Suarez. Like, some of the big free agents are still out there to be signed. Here's the thing. The Yankees right now have been unbelievably quiet. And it is because they have been working tirelessly on trying to bring back Cody Bellinger, who they loved last year. And believe me, I loved him too. I thought he was a great fit. I'd love to have him back. Cody Bellinger's agent is Scott Boras. And Cody Bellinger's ask is in the 7 to 8 year neighborhood, between $210, $250 million. I'm sorry, I can't get there. And if they're not moving off that number and they're going to keep dragging it along further and further and further out, then guess what? The Yankees have to move on, because the Yankees offer is around 5 years, anywhere between 150, 160 million, which I think, in my eyes, is a fair deal. Here's my issue. If I hear one more time that the Yankees are interested in somebody, or they've checked in with somebody, or they've had discussions about somebody, I'm going to lose my marbles. I really am. I am so tired of hearing that the Yankees are interested in players and then proceeding to do nothing. Like, I don't understand this obsession with not being able to do anything in your offseason until you hear anything about Cody Bellinger. If Cody Bellinger isn't cooperating, then you move on. You move on. I don't understand what this is all about. Like, Kyle Tucker is the better player. We understand that Cody Bellinger was a great fit for the Yankees last year. He would continue, if he was to come back and be a great fit for us again. I understand all of that. But let's not pretend like Cody Bellinger is the only piece you need to be successful. Okay, you're the New York Yankees. I don't understand why, and I get that this has now become cliche in Yankee land, but you have to start acting like the Yankees. Like, I just don't get what changed. What changed in their philosophy? It just doesn't feel like the same sense of urgency that we've come to know as Yankee fans. It doesn't feel that way. You're hanging your hat on the offseason on Cody Bellinger, who, again, like I said, I loved last year. But the Cubs ate like a giant portion of his contract last year just to get rid of him. You traded for Cody Bellinger, and all you had to give up was Cody Poteet, who they ended up DFAing like a month later. That's what you're holding your offseason on? You can't do anything else until that resolves. I can't sit here and continue to just, like, here's the thing. They just recently the report came out. The Yankees are now, it was Buster Olney, ESPN, right? Yankees are operating as of right now that Cody Bellinger is going to sign elsewhere. Okay, great. They might pivot to go try to sign Bo Bichette or try to sign Kyle Tucker. Well, guess what? It's kind of too late for that. Bo Bichette, I'm going to anticipate that Bo Bichette is going to sign in the next 2 days or so with the Philadelphia Phillies because they hired Don Mattingly, who he loved in Toronto. I can't imagine that he's not going to sign with Philadelphia now. I think he's going to go to the Phillies. Kyle Tucker's market has essentially been narrowed down. You're so behind in those talks. It's been narrowed down to to the Dodgers, the Mets, and the Blue Jays. It's those three teams in for Kyle Tucker. I mean, listen, people always say things can change with one phone call. It takes time to court these free agents, to have these conversations. These contracts don't happen overnight. You're so behind in the rest of your free agency and the rest of your discussions because you've been hung up on trying to make it work with Cody Bellinger that now you've made it almost impossible for you to pivot. I just don't understand what it is that the Yankees feel like they are doing at the moment where they just don't have the same level of urgency to improve this roster. I don't get it, right? You have Yankee fans arguing about whether or not it was a good idea to give Trent Grisham the qualifying offer. It shouldn't matter. Trent Grisham hit 35 home runs for the Yankees last year, and people are saying that it's a bad thing to have him back because you can't sign anybody else. There's a real deep-rooted issue here with the Yankees, and I am just sick and tired of needing to suffer through the same crap every single season, every single offseason, where you know the moves you have to make are so obvious. But for some reason, you have to think you're smarter than everybody, and you don't do them. You have to outsmart everybody in the room. I can't. I'm serious. I'm going to give myself a conniption. Like
I need the ability to play our jazz music interlude when you get on rants like this to try to help calm you down.
Let me see. Am I?
Oh, it's got to be pushing 150.
Let's see. I'll measure it.
Okay.
What time is it? 12:27?
Yes.
Let's see. We're almost there. 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 99%. And we are at, giving everybody a look at my internal health, we are at 100 right now.
100 beats per minute?
100.
Honestly, that's much lower than I thought it would be based on how you're acting.
Yeah.
I find this fascinating in regards when I compare, Yankees and Yankee fans to Lakers and Laker fans. And what I mean by that is the second there's a name that we know is going to be a big free agent or a name that, it appears, they're wanting to be traded, the immediate thought is, how are the Lakers going to make this work in the NBA to bring this guy in? And sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But they always seem to be in the conversation. And for many, 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 many years, when there's a coveted free agent in baseball, the team that always pops up is, well, will the Yankees bring this guy in for this or for that? Now, over these last, 7, 8 years, it's been more so other Dodgers, Mets, Rangers, Blue Jays, etc. Now Orioles, getting Pete Alonso. So what I find so fascinating is all of a sudden in baseball now it's not just the Yankees, and the Yankees maybe even as so far out to say passing on some people, that now Yankee fans where once upon a time they were in talks for everybody, and now when all of a sudden they're not, they are going bonkers.
Yep.
So it makes me start thinking Steinbrenner mindset. Now, how long has it been since George Steinbrenner passed away, and now it's his son running the team? How long has it been?
Passed in. Let me.
It's like over a decade now, I think, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's definitely over 2010.
So 15 years now.
Yeah.
So we have seen, because now obviously there's a large enough size, the transition of going after everybody, and slowly that started fading more and more. And now, as crazy as it sounds for a high market baseball team, it almost feels like they're trying to be a little more cost efficient by not going after everyone.
Yep.
And that drives Yankee fans mad.
I don't need them to go after everyone. I need them to not be what they are right now, which is the only team in Major League Baseball who hasn't signed an outside free agent to their Major League roster. Like, that is the thing that drives me crazy. And I know that there are people out there that said, well, listen, Mike, like, it's not like they've missed out on anybody. Like, all the guys that they could potentially want are still out there. Yeah, I know. You're right. But outside of Cody Bellinger, who are the Yankees interested in? Anybody? I don't think so. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, they're going to go and try and trade for people. Okay, that's great. Call me when those happen, because trades are tough right now in Major League Baseball because everybody's prices are ridiculously high. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and tell me that everything's going to be fine. Like, the sense of urgency that Yankee fans have now is especially heightened because guess what? Aaron Judge is 34 freaking years old. How many great, unbelievable years does Aaron Judge have left? I don't know. If you're not going to win now, when? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm, and I swear to God, if I have to see one more year where Anthony Volpe is my shortstop, I am.
Is there a shortstop that is potentially available that could replace Volpe? Bo Bichette. Okay.
Bo Bichette.
Within division.
Bo Bichette. And Bo Bichette's actually a pretty good fit because Bo Bichette can play shortstop for a year. There's another young shortstop in the Yankee system that they really like, George Lombard Jr., who they really, really like. Mm-hmm. If they want George Lombard Jr. to play shortstop, that's great. Bo Bichette isn't a great defensive shortstop, so have Bo Bichette play shortstop for 1 year. Or, again, when Stanton undeniably gets hurt this year, unfortunately, because I love him, but when he undeniably gets hurt this year, you can have Bichette DH. You could move him in other places. You could have a different defensive shortstop, Jose Caballero, something like that in that spot. And then guess what? Next year, not this coming year, but the following year, when George Lombard Jr. is ready to come up to the big leagues, guess what? He can become your everyday shortstop. Then you move somebody like Bichette to third base or second base or whatever. You just make the moves that make your team better and then figure it out. I just don't understand.
Who are the top potential suitors for Bo Bichette that are being, besides obviously Toronto trying to bring him back?
Toronto, the Phillies have become the favorite. Because the Phillies, like I said, they hired Don Mattingly, who was with the Blue Jays last year, who Bo Bichette loved working with. And they just the Phillies had a meeting with Bo Bichette yesterday. So my guess is that Bo Bichette in the next day or two is going to sign with the Phillies. Okay. Because usually when stuff happens this late and they have a meeting like that, something's going to happen. I think Bo Bichette's going to sign with the Phillies very soon.
So, yeah, because I guess my thought with that, because I'm also thinking the mindset of, you don't want to lose one of your top players to a division rival. So if Bo Bichette is leaning more towards being away from Toronto,
Mhm.
If he goes to Philly, he ends up going to Philly. But to your point, if that is unequivocally the best fit for the Yankees right now as far as a free agent grab, why would they not be trying to take this swing and offer a little more than whatever Philly's offering? More so, not to prevent Philly, but to ensure you take him away from the team that just got to the World Series in your own division.
Right. See,
So,
now you get it.
well, no, I understand how free agency works, Mike. I understand that.